Matt, let's start with you because you actually made your way through New York City in your big, Ford F-150?
I got a big Raptor here, all-wheel drive with 35-inch wheels, so I was well prepared. Obviously, most New Yorkers are very poorly prepared for this kind of thing, even though it happens every winter, Betty. It shouldn't be a surprise to us by this point. It snows during the winter months, and it's not really that big a deal. 4 to 6 inches, apparently, was what we got overnight. That's not really very much snow, although here in New York City, they still haven't managed to clear the roads out where I live in Westchester. Everything is pretty clear and pretty dry out there already. So I guess the travel ban, as you said, has been lifted. People are probably going to start driving a little bit, though. A lot of people have already taken off work. A lot of the a lot of the train lines are still closed. Bus lines, obviously, are still closed. Subway lines are still closed. So maybe this will just be a snow day where people can go around and do some shopping.
Where is your Raptor, by the way?
Can we turn around and get a picture of my truck here? So I have, concerns about zombie attacks and doomsday prepping. So I bought this big behemoth from Allen Mullally last year, and it works very well in the snow. A lot of people, though, I notice are driving around in two-wheel drive cars, still with summer tires, or at least not winter tires on, and that's really inadvisable in January during a snowstorm. So fortunately, this travel ban has taken a lot of other cars off the road, and I get a chance to go hooning in my big Raptor here.
Yes, and I'm sure you were while being very safe, Matt, also having a pretty good time in that getup, in that setup.
I was doing very safe donuts. Yeah.
Right.
I think you just made his truck tax deductible.
Oh, well, there you go. That's right. He's using it for work. But Scott, we were this morning. We all were coming in. We're walking. We're trying to figure out ways, maybe trying to hitch a ride here with Matt. But Uber, I couldn't help but notice, in this time of need, was down. In fact, this is what we saw on all of our phones this morning, our producers and myself. Uber service is not available.
I did not know that.
Yes.
And it's interesting because, they're kind of known as the bad boy, kind of a little bit evil company. And I think part of it was that New York, I think, has said you can't have surge go up more than 2.6 or 2.8%. So they did that in making donations to the Red Cross. So it's unfortunate,
so they tried
actually.
To behave themselves.
I think they're behaving themselves, and I think they're growing up as a company, and it's a good thing.
But what does that tell you, though? I mean, here, at the moment that people need their cars, right? Suddenly they're not available. Is that a big hole in their business model here?
No, what's interesting is yesterday, whether it was Google Express or Instacart or all of the convenience services I use, I trudged my way over to the Whole Foods down the block, which was jammed. And everyone said, listen, we really can't handle this load. So de Blasio shut down subways and streets. And in hindsight, it was more than had to happen, but it was playing it safe. And I think that any of these convenience demand services
it's understandable, right?
Can't handle the demand.
Well,
we were all supposed to be. And it's interesting because I get to look out I looked down Lexington at like 1 in the morning and it was empty. And you never see that.
No, that's true.
So the mayor said everybody get someplace. And I think Uber frankly wouldn't have had any business.
Right. And they probably wouldn't. Right. Exactly. Yeah. They would have had.
And they didn't exist.
Anyway.
Didn't exist a year or two ago. So it's it's like we'll live.